Here's a Kansas fact that gave local deputies nightmares. In 2011, a rural property owner outside Yates Center reported hearing footsteps on his roof night after night. No raccoons, no trees nearby, just heavy, pacing steps overhead. When officers finally investigated, they found something deeply unsettling. A set of muddy, barefoot prints across the rooftop, leading to the edge, then vanishing. No ladder, no footprints on the ground. And it had rained the night before. But here's what made the lead officer quit. This wasn't the first time. Turns out, over the past 2 decades, 3 different homeowners on that same plot had filed similar reports. Same roof, same prints, same silence when they looked up.
I drive for a living. Late night shifts, long hauls, mostly across Route 400 through Kansas. Flat, open road. You get used to the quiet, the endless wheat fields, and the occasional speed trap in a town with a population smaller than your high school class. But this story isn't about speed traps. It's about something I still don't understand, and hope I never hear again. It started one night around 2:30 a.m. I was heading east, somewhere between Fredonia and Neodacia. No cars in sight, no buildings for miles, just me and the highway. My police scanner was on, mostly for background noise. It was quiet, no chatter from dispatch. Then I heard a siren. It started soft, far off, like an ambulance approaching in the distance. But I saw no flashing lights, and the scanner, silent. I slowed a little, checked my mirrors. Still nothing. The siren grew louder. But then, just as it seemed to be right behind me, it faded, not stopped. Faded, like it was pulling off or turning around. That's when a car passed me. Beat-up sedan, lights off. Rust along the wheel wells. It glided past like it was coasting, no engine noise. I couldn't see the driver. Weird, but not illegal. Maybe someone trying to avoid a ticket. But this happened again the next night. Same stretch of road, same time, same siren. And once it faded, the same sedan passed me. No lights, no sound, just a dark blur disappearing into the distance. I started checking the scanner more carefully. Not a peep. Even when the siren got so loud it shook the dashboard, the radio stayed quiet. Night after night, this repeated. Always around 2:30 a.m. Same siren, same car. Always alone on the road. I tried speeding up, slowing down, pulling over. Didn't matter. The siren would build, then fade, and then the car would appear, passing me like a ghost. One night, I got fed up. I hit the gas and tried to follow. My truck's got power. I caught up close enough to read part of the license plate, F42, but the rest was too muddy to make out. The taillights were still off. No reflection in my headlights, just a moving shadow. Then it disappeared. I don't mean it turned or vanished into the fog. I mean it was there, and then it wasn't. Gone. Like a trick of the light, except I knew what I saw. That's when I started digging. I asked a gas station clerk in Yates Center if he'd ever heard sirens out on 400 with no backup calls. His face changed. He said, "You hearing that around 2:30? I nodded. He said, "You ever notice it's always right before you see another set of headlights?" That threw me. Yeah, a beat-up sedan. He backed away and said, "You should stop driving that stretch at night." I didn't listen. But I started leaving earlier, aiming to get through that section before 2 a.m. Until one night I hit construction on I-35 and got delayed. By the time I got to Route 400, it was 2:22 a.m. I didn't even have time to tense up before the siren started. This time, it was louder, closer. I looked in the mirror and swore I saw the outline of emergency lights, but no glow. I pulled over, hard, let the engine idle and waited. The siren didn't fade, it stopped. Silence. Then the sedan passed me again. only this time it slowed down. It pulled just ahead and matched my speed, creeping along the shoulder in front of me. I couldn't see the driver, couldn't see anything inside actually, just darkness. Then it revved once and took off. I got out, my scanner flickered for the first time all night. Just a single message came through. Route 400, fatal. F42-19. I looked it up later. There was a wreck. Years ago. A guy in a rusted-out sedan fled a traffic stop, running from a siren he thought was fake. He crashed head-on into a delivery truck, killed instantly. Driver of the truck died too. I don't drive 400 at night anymore. And if you do, and you hear sirens that aren't on the scanner, don't look back, because it always fades, right before he passes you. This story was sent to me by someone named Aisha. And after what happened, she says her family will never look at yellow school buses the same way. I grew up in western Kansas, surrounded by endless rows of wheat and silence so thick it buzzed. Our house sat on a long dirt road with nothing but farmland on either side. No neighbors, no streetlights, just wind, wheat, and sky. Across from our property was a wide field, flat and empty, or at least it used to be. One summer, when I was 11, I started noticing something strange. Every morning, around sunrise, there was a yellow school bus parked in the middle of that field. No road leading to it, no tire tracks. Just sitting there, half sunken in the wheat, like it had been placed there by a crane. At first, I thought maybe it broke down or someone abandoned it. But it was spotless. No rust, no tags, and always facing our house. Every morning it was there, every evening it was gone. No one ever saw it arrive, no one saw it leave. I asked my dad about it. He shrugged it off and said maybe the school district was storing old buses nearby. But even he seemed unsettled. Eventually, I started watching it more closely. From my bedroom window, I could see it perfectly. I'd stare at it before getting ready for the day. Every morning, same thing, empty field, then bus, facing our house. One night, just before bed, I made up my mind to stay up late and watch the field. I turned off my bedroom light, sat by the window, and waited. At 3:08 a.m., the bus appeared. I don't mean I watched it drive in, I blinked, and it was there, same spot. Headlights off, facing our house. I woke my dad, panicked. He stumbled out, looked through the window and froze. "That bus wasn't there earlier," he said. We went outside with flashlights. The wheat was perfectly still. No trampled stalks, no tracks. Just the bus, silent and still. He tried calling the sheriff, but the line cut out before he could explain. He told me to go back inside. The next morning, the bus was gone. Only this time, it left something behind. A single track of child-sized muddy footprints, leading from where the bus had been straight across the road to our front porch. That afternoon, I found something else. A school folder. It was tucked beneath our porch mat. No name, no district stamp, just lined paper filled with drawings of stick figures, standing at a window. My window. That night, the bus didn't show up, nor the next. For a while, we thought it was over. Then the wheat began to bend. My dad noticed it first. Large patches flattened overnight, as if something massive had parked there. But no sign of the bus. One morning, my younger brother went outside before breakfast. He came running back in, pale. "There's someone in the field," he whispered. I looked out. The bus was there, but this time, it wasn't empty. Through the dusty windows, I could make out shapes. Rows of heads. Children. Still. Facing forward. Then one turned. Not quickly, just slightly, but enough to make eye contact. She looked like me. Same hair, same face, same everything. Except her eyes were solid black. I screamed. Dad grabbed his rifle and ran out the door. But when he got to the edge of the road, the bus was gone. That night, I asked him if we could leave. He said no one would believe us, that we'd just sound crazy. So we stayed, and for a while, things calmed down, until the first day of school. My brother and I waited for our usual bus at the end of the driveway. When it pulled up, it wasn't the right one. Same model, same color, but older. Rust on the mirrors. Cracks in the glass. And the driver? He wasn't the man we knew. He didn't speak, just opened the door and waited. My brother stepped forward, but I grabbed his hand and pulled him back. I looked into the bus and saw the children again, still, pale, all looking at me. Then one seat in the back opened, and I swear to God I saw myself sitting there, waving me in. We ran back to the house. The bus didn't leave right away. It waited 5 minutes, 10. Just sat there, engine idling. Then it backed up into the field and vanished into the wheat. It never came back. But every fall, right before the school year starts, we find the same thing outside our porch. A folder, a drawing, stick figures, all of them standing at a window. This time, it's not just me in the picture. It's our whole family, watching the bus. This story was sent to me by someone named Mateo. He swears this happened during his first season working rural harvest shifts, and it still gives him chills. I was hired as a seasonal hand on a property just outside Dodge City. Nothing unusual, just harvesting wheat, mending fences, checking cattle. Long days, quiet nights. The land was massive, several hundred acres, some parts not even fenced. My boss, Mr. Kinley, was old school. Gave me a bunk in the small trailer near the silo and a four-wheeler to get around. On my second week, I noticed something strange. One of the barns, set way back past the tree line, didn't have a door. Not just that, no windows either. Just solid, sun-bleached wood. A vent near the top ridge, no lights, no lock. Just a building with no way in or out. I asked Mr. Kinley about it. Storage, he said. Old grain bin, don't worry about it. But I did worry, because every morning when I passed it on the four-wheeler, the dirt outside was different. Fresh footprints, not boot tracks, bare feet, human, medium-sized. Like someone had walked circles in the dust right up to the barn wall. And every time the prints stopped at the wall, no trail leading in or away. I told myself it was some weird animal, maybe a kid sneaking around. Then I noticed the smell. Every time I passed that barn, especially near dusk, I caught a strange scent, like wet soil and rotting grain, but there was no rot in the air elsewhere, just around that one structure. One night, after a long day baling hay, I was heading back past the barn when I heard a sound that stopped me cold, thumping. From inside, steady, rhythmic, like someone was knocking softly from within the wall. I killed the engine and listened. It stopped. I stood there, heart pounding. Then I heard it again, thump, 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 coming from behind the wall. No door, no window, just solid wood and something inside. I backed off and rode straight to the house. Mr. Kinley was sitting on the porch. I told him everything. He didn't speak for a while, just stared into the dark. Finally, he said, "Best not to mess with that one." "What's in there?" I asked. He sipped his coffee. "Ain't nothing in there, that's your business." That night, I didn't sleep well. I kept thinking about those bare footprints. The next morning, I got up early and drove back out. The prints were back. Only this time, there were two sets. Side by side, walking around the barn. One set smaller than the other. I followed them around the back, and that's when I saw something new. A drawing. Scratched into the wood, about knee-high, just deep enough to catch the morning light. A face. Round. Hollow eyes, wide mouth. Childlike, but wrong. Office. I took a photo and showed it to Mr. Kinley later. He looked at it and went pale. "You touched the barn?" "No," I said, "just saw the carving." He stood, grabbed his keys, and drove off. Didn't say where. That night, I stayed in my trailer, windows shut. Around 1 a.m., I woke up to something scratching on the wall. Not the barn, my trailer. The sound moved slowly around the edge, like someone dragging nails or a stick. Then a faint tapping and a whisper. I froze. Then silence. I waited till morning before going outside. On the aluminum siding near my window were smudges, oily fingerprints, bare palms, small, and in the dirt, footprints again, leading away toward the barn. I snapped more pictures. That afternoon, I went back out with a crowbar. I couldn't take it anymore, I had to know. I circled the barn, no seams, no hidden latch. But near the base of one wall, I saw a panel that didn't line up. I wedged the crowbar in, and the board shifted. Just enough to catch a glimpse inside. It was pitch black, but the smell hit me instantly. Damp, moldy, and something else. Then I heard breathing. Software labored. I leaned closer. Something tapped back on the other side. 3 times. I dropped the crowbar and ran. By the time I got back to the house, Kinley was already there, waiting. "I told you not to mess with it," he said. "I heard breathing. There's someone in there." He looked tired. "There was?" I asked what that meant. He didn't explain, just walked to the barn with a red canister in hand, gasoline. That night, the barn burned. I watched it from a distance. No fire trucks, no calls, just flames against the sky. It took hours to fully collapse, and when it did, something screamed. Not human, not animal, just wrong. The next day, there was nothing left but blackened earth and warped metal. No foundation, no bones. But in the ash, near the edge, 2 sets of footprints, walking away, barefoot, side by side.